I promise I'm not going to Joe Rogan this fucking topic out. I'm drinking. Shout out to Kerry Washington, gang. Let me see if I can find a video with Kerry Washington talking about this situation. Do y'all know what the situation is with Kerry Washington? If you know what the situation is with Kerry Washington, put it in the chat.
Like I'm getting to know you for the very first time in this book. So to have held all these, you know, all this part of you so close to your heart,
Kerry in
and
the
then for it to
spotlight.
all be released.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to break the dam open and say, like, let it flow?
You know, I guess there are a few reasons. One is that, as I talk about in the book, about 5 years ago, my parents sat me down and gave me some new information about
5 years
myself
ago.
that I didn't know, and it really
how old is
changed
Hold
the way
on.
I thought about
My
myself, about
bad.
our family.
5 years ago, how the fuck old is Kerry Washington? Somebody on this stream, Google how old Kerry Washington is. I need to know this. 46? So her people told her at what you said, 46? No, I ain't saying that right. So her people told her at 41 years old. Like, yo, her dad like, yo, I ain't your real dad. Her mom's like, yeah, you know, this homie ain't your real pops, though. Shout out to Uzi. How that went? Man.
It was shocking. And so I had at the time sold another book idea that was like the 10 things I learned about Olivia Pope, or like the 10 things Olivia Pope taught me. And every time I sat down to write that book, all I could think about was this new information and about my identity and our family dynamic.
I think that's crazy because, like, that's how dynamic it is. Was she on the path to, like, creating some other shit or pushing some other shit, and then you get that kind of information, like, in her mind, she probably shooting through all the memories, all the times when she felt a little way, like, something feel wrong here, like, my motherfucking parents out here whispering, like, I'm feeling a little something.
Dynamic. And so I said to the publisher, I don't think I can write a book, and tried to give them their money back because I thought there's no way I'm going to write a book about this. But with time, it felt like, you know, as private as I've been about my kids and my husband, I've been very public about my relationship with my parents. My relationship with them, you know, they come to premieres and to red carpets, award shows, and they're in every movie. And so it felt like I needed to be honest about this relationship.
So let's talk about that text. You had just wrapped Scandal, which must have been like a pivotal moment in your life, too.
Absolutely.
And you get...
I was already saying, like, who am I? What do I want to do next? What is my purpose? What's my life about?
You know, you had that family of actors that supported you. You saw them every day.
Yes.
Your parents write, and they say, come sit down. We have to tell you something.
Okay.
And I went there, and I went there, and my parents told me that my dad is not my biological father.
How would you feel? If you're on YouTube, go ahead, comment. I'll respond, let me know. But how would you feel if this was your circumstance? How would you feel? If you're on Twitch, you can put it in the chat. Man, if I had a good loving dad, like, and a mom, and I grew up that whole time just feeling like this is my dad. his nut and her egg created me. And I'm to find out at 41 years old, like, wait, no, what? Obvious to a duck. Well, the question gonna hit, well, who the fuck is my real dad? And then this gets you down a whole new path of shit, mate. I mean, it could be potential traumas in some capacity. Maybe just a ridiculous sense of longing. Take you in a whole new direction. Now you out here like a detective. Who is my dad?
That I was born from a sperm donor. And so it was, you know, as I said, it was shocking, but there was also something strangely familiar. There was like a confirmation. I
always knew
something was
and
missing.
This is something that donor kids talk about. I didn't know I was a donor kid up until then, but this is something that people, you know, people who are adopted, people who are donor kids talk about a lot. This sense of like,
humans can't hide it. The feeling. The vibes. Energy, whispers, all type of shit. 41? And who knows what their excuse might be for not really telling her, like, yo, your career going so good, we ain't want to potentially have you, like, I can get it. But that raises the question, if this is your scenario, at what age shit would you want to tell? If you in a parent's position, at what age would you kind of want to tell your kids? That's real shit.
I don't know. Something was up. Something was up. Something, I wasn't being told something, and I had that sense. So it did feel like they were giving me really important information.
What did you do with that information? So to hear it for the first time had to be jarring.
Yes.
But then what?
So then it felt like a call to adventure. It felt like, well, this is
a
really exciting opportunity for me to learn more about who I am and who I want to be, and to also make sense of my life. I think that's part of what was really healing about writing the memoir, is I got to look back at my life and say, oh, with this new information, I kind of understand it all now. But I wanted to write my way through that.
Yo, I mean, is Kerry Washington in a relationship? She got a nigga. I mean a nigga. Like, even if he white, what I mean is like her man, like this my man. Like, yeah, we together, we probably gonna die together. The way you fuck around and think of like Denzel, and what's Denzel's wife's name? I know it. Tasika. I want to say Loretta, but I feel like Loretta was Martin Luther King's wife, right? Loretta Scott King, okay. Damn it, I'm mad that happened to me. But nevertheless, like, I'll be honest with y'all, I assume Beyonce and Jay-Z is dying together. Pauletta. Coretta, Pauletta, thank you, man, kid. Coretta, Pauletta, I knew it was one of them. There was a letter in there. I ain't that old, same shit, right? Like Denzel and Pauletta. Do Kerry Washington got somebody like that in her life? Because if she pull up to me, like, if I'm her dude, and let me tell you something. I had a crush on Kerry Washington before. When I was in prison. And then my next cell neighbor showed me like a picture of her without makeup on. And she looked so different that I immediately stopped being attracted to her. I'm not even sure if she was still attractive without that makeup, but it was so different that I was like, I probably would have rather seen Kerry Washington with no makeup off rip. What the fuck man could just say? Namandi Asumagay is her husband. Oh, she got her. Oh, he used to play for the Steelers. I think did he play for the Steelers? Matter of fact, I remember she was dealing with some football player type dude. Okay. Well, they been together because it's good. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I think you be needing, like, my personal opinion is on certain journeys. When you get certain information in life, when you go through certain things in life, I feel like it be necessary for you to have, like, oh, he played for the Raiders and the Eagles and the Raiders? Okay. A lot of dudes with African names in the NFL too. But you need somebody that might be able to like keep you level-headed. Don't let you drown yourself out in that journey, maybe like to help you really like digest and process going through that type shit. Because I got questions myself, like, about family shit. And sometimes that shit hit my brain. So, like, y'all know I didn't have a grandmother. Both my grandmothers was killed long before I was born. So, I always craved that, like, wondered about that. Like, if I was to find out that I had some grandmother somewhere that I didn't know, I might lose the little bit of community I got out here in these social media streets. That's all the fuck I be talking about. I'm out here crying like 4-5 times a week on the fucking podcasts and reaction shows and while I'm playing Fortnite and Division and all that. Nigga, I be out here all fucked up. Drunk, crying, and frustrated and looking for niggas and looking for a needle in a haystack. So, like, man, to me, that's some real shit.
About so much, but one of the other things you write about is sort of the pressure you felt growing up. You knew you were wanted. You're an only child. You knew it, but it also, in some ways, you felt pressure to fix things, to control things as a little girl.
I know. A lot of times when I was writing, it was a really good reminder for me as a parent, right? Because kids' lives are so emotionally rich. Like, they have such huge emotional worlds, and it's so easy to just see them as kids. But as I was writing about myself as a 7-year-old, as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, I realized my kids have these oceans within them, and I want to honor their emotional world as I'm sort of excavating mine.
Was there, as we read through the book, there were pressures to be perfect, and you talk about your time in college where you were just kind of on your knees. It was a time where you were managing to look like everything was perfect. You got the great grades.
Yo, I'm going to tell Deuce to check into this and maybe watch this because I found that, like, so Deuce is highly empathetic and highly emotional, right? And y'all know I'm not Deuce's biological father, but she knows that. I'm her stepdad. I've been on her life for more than half of it. And I might fuck around, been wrapped around her finger and operating with her as if I was her real dad, like damn near from the beginning. Like I said in the beginning, I used to be so uncomfortable even interacting with her. And she used to get on my nerves. I didn't understand. I didn't have a lot of experience dealing with kids like that. Like, what is wrong with her? I understand a lot more things now. I understand the bond between mother and child a whole lot more now. I understand the necessity of, and I'm saying this, I don't give a fuck who you is. Y'all niggas is retarded. Y'all want to compare yourselves to lions. Y'all want to go over zodiac signs. Y'all niggas want to have excuses and cover for all the sucker shit y'all like to do. The child was like an extension of the woman. You really can't come in and start to manipulate the woman or give the woman, lavish her with outrageous amounts of attention and just leave the child to that. You can't operate like that. Kid gonna be like, nigga, that's my hold the fuck up, nigga. I get attention too. Did you buy me something? Did you do something for me? Hold on, I'm the little person here and I'm supposed to be important. But Deuce called the, like, was it last night or the night before, she was crying. And talking about like all her accomplishments and all of the obstacles that she got over and around and like where she is today in life, still young but in college, and how like she hasn't really had like a lot of family support, a lot of people in her corner. She said, it's just been you and mommy, like, for everything. Like, and you know, like, it been a few other people, but not to the magnitude where it's like, And so, like, Kerry Washington, growing up like only child, Deuce, only child. All the love and attention lavished on her. But it's still other pieces to the puzzle that's just as important. We talk a lot of shit about fathers and mothers, but these fucking grandparents out here is guilty as a motherfucker as well. We could talk about the mother and the father beefing and the kid getting caught in the crossfire. How many times the mother and the grandmother beefing and the kid get caught in the crossfire? How many times the father and the grandfather beefing and the kid get caught in the crossfire? Or the daughter and the father or the son and the mother? Sometimes we be downright hating on each other. Your fucking moms or pops will be hating on the way they raised you up and don't even want to see you raise a good kid. Don't even want to support somebody that might got something going on great and glorious. Felt like you trying to make them look bad by being a better parent to your kid than they was to you. And these the same people that they say it'd be taboo to talk about.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
I said, Ain't nobody supposed to be above reproach. We gotta start stepping on all that shit. The fuck? Hold the fuck on. Mekki got some shit on the low like that going on where she got a bunch of family from Ohio because this is real talk. I think it's her grandfather or maybe her great-grandfather, but was initially from out there, but the dude, maybe the man that she grew up knowing as her grandfather or great-grandfather, whatever, was the dude that her like a step-pops. And you not only don't know your grandfather, but all his family cut off. Sorry, us as parents, us as grandparents, we got so much smoke with each other that you ain't even gonna have the opportunity to have as much love afforded to you as you supposed to. And Mekki is saying, she tell what you tell your grandfather got 9 kids out there. She don't know none of them. Now imagine how many kids they may have. You see what I'm saying? Them niggas might throw the best motherfucking barbecues in all Ohio. Somebody might be related to LeBron James. Now imagine if Deuce had LeBron James in her life. LeBron gonna love me. I won the best stepdad of the year award. More times than Michael Jordan won MVPs and championships and all that. I tell you what though, soon as motherfucker get lit, all them family come out the woodwork. Yeah, you cut. Oh yeah, yeah. Now it's a lot of conversations I feel like we need to start having, bro. And this situation is different. I'm pretty sure she probably say more like, but I guess it was I'm assuming like you know what I'm saying. Her mother and father been together, so probably the father was having a hard time. His sperm wasn't working to full capacity or whatever, so they got a sperm donor. And let me tell you some shit, all right? They told her at 41, but come to think of it, shout out to Kerry Washington pops, the one that she know, because it's still gonna take a hell of a man to allow for that. Because some men will be operating like, well, shit, I can't, well, we just don't want no kids. How you know she didn't want one? Or 2, or whatever. So that's why she felt that love and shit growing up. Because it was genuine. It wasn't one-sided. It was a two-way street.